Hello. So now we are going to look at the distributed version control system. Specifically, we'll see in detail what is GitHub and how it works, some of the feature of the GitHub. So first of all, we need to understand what is the purpose of all these distributed version control system. Is just like having versions or the software source code and source code management purpose. So that the version control is also known as revision control, or that could have multiple revisions of the source code. Then source control or source code management. Then the responsibility of a VCS, it could be like managing changes happening to the computer programs or various documents kept on repository. Then large website management, then the collection of the information. All these are the main repositories or responsibilities of that kind of repositories. Then it is like the component of the software configuration management. So configuration management could be larger aspect, and version control system is one of the tool for that. So VCS are the standalone applications. Next, we'll see first centralized version control system CVS, so that we can able to differentiate with the distributed version control system. So what is centralized version control system? It is for the single server that holds the code base. You have a single server that holds the code base. That's it. Simple. Then you have the client that could access by check in and check out the code. Then CVC are like CVS, names of the CVC available are Subversion, are Visual Source Safe. Then what are the pros and cons? Means advantage of that is simple to have management on the single server. It's easy to do management on the single server. Then difficulty is single point failure. If that server gone down or have lost the data, then the whole program code was been lost. The next is distributed version control system, or also known as distributed revision control. It could be like a form that creates the version controls for the complete code base, that actually includes also history of the full database of those codes or the repository files. Then it actually do the mirroring at every developer's computer. Means different developer have different computer, and they can also have a mirror of that repository. Then what are the purpose that it enables? It actually do the automatic management of branching and merging. Means different source code have different branching of files and merging at the different file level. Then it do the all these things automatically. Then DVC also do the speed up of various operations, but it can't do speed up for the pushing and pulling because it requires network bandwidth. Then DVC also improves the ability to work offline, so that you have downloaded the repository and you can keep working without network access or internet. So it works offline as well. Thereafter, you do not need to rely on the single location backup. Means there's different computers and different developers, so the backup would be at the different location. Then each client holds a copy of the database, so each client can develop on their own copy and then push it. What is the main feature of this? Code is being shared between client by push and pull, so that the advantage would be like many operations and no single point of failures. Means many developers can submit the code at a single at a distributed location, and there's no single point of failure. Then what is disadvantage? Disadvantage is management of the complex distributed version control system. Next, we'll see the pictorial difference between CVC and DVC. So in the CVC, it's very simple that central version control server have three different version at the version database, and computer A checks out and computer B also checks out. Means they read the various files they want to do. But in case of the DVC, there are four n different users, and n different users have their own repository of Git. Then the Git is one of the distributed version control system, and it's different from GitHub. GitHub is a website, but Git is just a concept or the fundamental coding of doing the distributed version control system. Then Git actually do the tracking of source code files during software development. Then Git design for the coordination of various programmers that are dealing with that repository. Then Git actually speed up, do the data integrity things, and it actually supports the distributed and non-linear code flow or workflow. Then you have the inventor of the Linux kernel as also the developer of Git, which was being developed by Linus Torvald in 2005. Then you have every Git directory have every developer's its own Git directory. So every developer of coder of that repository have a Git repository on their own computer. Then the it makes all these things independent of network or central server, and you don't need internet for the continuous duration. You can work as offline as well with Git. Then we'll see GitHub as the web hosting and website, which has the following features like software development supporting, like it supports distributed version control systems, then it supports source code management. These are the phenomena of software engineering. Then GitHub has the features of debugging and bug tracking. Continuous integration means the developers of various uh, modules can contribute and do the integration together. Then change management, if the changes happen done by the particular programmer, it could reflect to the other programmers as well. Then the features of request, task management, and wikis means document updation. All these things could be done easily with the GitHub features. Then the main feature of the GitHub are like branching of various file folders, then merging at various file folders, then fetching of the whole repository or various files, then committing new files or pushing the new files, and fetching all these new files or committing to whole folder. Then all these things are actually need for the pull and clone, means you have a repository on the centralized server that is for the distributed version control system. Now you pull and or clone the repository, so you can download the all the files with those commands. Then GitHub was reported to be the one of the world's largest repository management website, which could have 440 million users and more than 190 million repository that could have actually reported to be 28 million plus public repository, and that make it world's largest hosting website for source code in the world. Then we'll see GitHub Desktop, which is also a repository as a service client. Means repository as a service client means you have a client desktop application which actually communicating with the GitHub service or GitHub website. What is the purpose of that? It actually simplifies the development and workflow of a Git, and abstracting means you do not need to go in the detailed commands of doing the Git things. Then it actually do the attribute commit for the co-authors, means many co-authors could have their own Git desktop, GitHub desktop, that could be communicating with the Git repository and doing the commit and all these things. Then you the as a client, the person can check out all the different various branches or pull or view commit statement or status of. Then the syntax highlight that you can view the difference between the various files or the commit or the different things. Then you have the expand image difference support that you can compare the changes happen to the repository files with the help of image comparison, so that you have a different highlighted portions of with different colors like you can see in the figure. Then extensive editor or shell integration, you can choose your favorite editor to be integrated with the client desktop device or GUI. Then there is a large open source community which is actually been contributing the GitHub and GitHub desktop, and you can code for the that software as well. Then this is the GUI where you can see the history of changes. You can see, you can fetch from the original repository. Then you have the changes, like the green one would reflecting the changes, addition of the code you can see. So this is just like a simple desktop application: file, edit, view, repository, branch, help. So you can go and check out these type of things. Next, Git LFS. It's like Git large file storage. It's a different feature of GitHub and Git that actually there's in the code repository. Codes are very small in size, but the files, other files like audio, video, they could be of large size. There's a data set, and that data set could be of large size, or graphics that could be of large size. So it need to be stored somewhere else instead of that same repository, so that the smaller repository could be downloaded easy, and the file, larger file, could be downloaded afterwards with the different links. So what Git do, Git LFS actually replaces the large file with the text pointer inside the Git, so that the you can have the reference that this file is not being downloaded because you want to quick access to the repository. So quick access download will be done, and the in that downloaded file there is a link that go to the main file of a large file that are being stored in the another server. So what you do, you do while storing the large file, you do it uh, with the content file or remote server with the commands, various commands, and store it on the github.com or GitHub Enterprise. So the command was used like git lfs install, git add file.pds, then git commit dash m for adding design files, then git push origin master. So these are the commands that you can use. Next, we'll see software container system, and in that software container system, we'll discuss about Docker Hub and the Google App Engine, so that we can able to understand and see the practical details of software container systems. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed this distributed version control system. Bye.